Alright, today we're installing the Free Spirits RS415 dual exhaust. This is the exhaust before we install it. It's going to be installed on a 2009 1125 CR. First step is to remove the muffler retaining bolts. These are easily spotted. The first one is right by the right side foot, and then you have your muffler retaining clamps up front. If you can see this bolt down here, this will be removed as well. These are the first two bolts to remove off the stock exhaust system. Loosen the exhaust clamp bolts on both sides. Then you have the front exhaust bolts on both sides. And the last bolt for the stock exhaust system can actually be reached right through, right above the bracket there for the foot peg, and through the carrier there. Once you remove the exhaust, you want to try and get your exhaust gaskets out. They're a little hard to pull out depending on how long you've been riding your bike with stock exhaust, but you should be able to get them out fairly easily. Once you get those gaskets popped out, you want to slip them into the new exhaust. Alright, once you get to this point, you want to remove your right side foot peg bracket. This is the last remaining bolt that's actually holding this whole assembly on. The next step, this is the bracket that actually holds the muffler in place. This is going to fit in right behind this bracket here, and it's going to be spaced out with your two black spacers, and then this bracket, and then your two silver spacers, and then the long silver bolts that came along with this kit. Best way to do this is to get this bolt started right here on the bottom. Once you got this bolt in place, you want to go ahead and put the silver spacer on behind. Once you got that silver spacer on there behind there, tighten it up just a little bit. You want to keep it somewhat loose so that you can fit the top piece into. And you can do the same thing. It's going to be a black spacer, the bracket itself, a silver spacer, and then into that bolt hole right there. Once you got the spacers in place, you want to go ahead and line it up and then tighten that bolt, but not all the way tight. You have to put that one last bolt in right below that. Then once you got those tightened up, you want to go ahead and put the last bolt in, which is right here in the center. Alright, now that the bracket's in place, it's time to go ahead and set the exhaust system on. We'll start by squeezing the exhaust onto the headers, and then we'll try and get it to press fit into the bracket. Once you have the exhaust gaskets installed on the new exhaust, you're going to want to go ahead and line it up. I put a towel underneath to prevent from scratching the finish on the new exhaust. Alright, once you got the pipe in place and you have the front mounting bolts snugged up a little bit, you're going to want to head and get underneath there. See how you have to pull up a little bit to get that into that bracket. And then what you want to do is install this lower bracket as well, right underneath that, and then put the band clamp around it. I'll show you here in just a second after we're done. So there it is, fully installed. Got the bracket with the hangers on. You can see how that fits in. And you can see underneath the spacer, it ties it all together. Really came out nice. Seems to be plenty of ground clearance as well. Here's a 2x4. There's plenty of room. You can fit another 2x4 on top of it. Plenty of ground clearance. And it looks nice. I'll do a little fire up here, see how it sounds.